So the past week has been pretty much all about Black Ops 4 and Blackout in particular, which I'm super stoked for. Obviously, I've been having a lot of fun with it. We've been posting a lot here on the channel about it. We've been streaming, doing all that good stuff, and overall, I've just been playing a ton of Blackout. And I plan to do that until it goes away on Monday, but that doesn't mean the rest of the Call of Duty world still doesn't go on around it. That said, with this last week, though you may have hopped over to Black Ops 4, or some of you guys may have even stayed on World War II, we still have the content going on with Operation Covert Storm, and as of yesterday, Sledge actually gave us their weekly updates, even amidst everything that is going on in the crazy world that is Black Ops 4 and Blackout. So that said, I want to cover this here for you guys because while we are still engulfed in Blackout for the next couple of days, I'm sure a lot of you guys are still having fun on World War II, or potentially don't even have a beta code in the sense that you can access the game. So if that's the case, or if it's not, I wanted to keep you guys covered because it is still the main primary title within the sense of the current year's title that is fully launched. So we'll take a little break here and dive back into World War II, and let's just jump right into it. So first things first, let's talk a little bit about a recap from something that happened earlier in the week that you may have missed because honestly, I didn't even realize happened. That being a hotfix for World War II as of Tuesday, to which they ended up touching some more technical stuff from multiplayer and zombies, and so a lot of the stuff you might not necessarily care about, but there were things where they fixed issues with the Catalyst serum order tracking. So Catalyst gave a little bit of issues there with the overall usage and functionality of it, but also one thing that was a little messy and they ended up fixing as well was an issue where earned score streaks would disappear if you ended up switching off the division that used the Catalyst basic training. So whereas say you may have streaks and then you switch to a class that has specialist, that's something that is of course going to happen because you can't carry those over. But Catalyst would allow you to still have those score streaks, so theoretically you shouldn't have any issues happen if you switch that class. But it ended up creating a problem where if you did, of course it knocked it out, and so therefore that's been fixed out as of Tuesday. In terms of some zombie stuff they fixed out, well, this was a little bit of, again, more technical stuff, but the things you might actually notice was that if you received an MG42 variant, the game would crash. Additionally, there were all sorts of different leveling bugs that were taken care of as well. I can leave the full link to that down in the description below if you guys are interested in checking that out. Again, a lot of things that you may never experience, but somebody out there did, so they ended up fixing it, and of course the game now runs a little better as a result. What about things that were added in with this update, what they're going to be detailing here in this community update as of today? Well, let's just jump right into that part because there's some cool stuff up on deck. The first thing that was detailed was that of hardcore dogfighting. Now, this is something you might not have expected to come, and very well may seem like it came out of left field, but that said, this is a little variation that makes it a little bit more hardcore as the name suggests. Obviously, it will follow the same exact details and rulings of regular hardcore modes within multiplayer, so you don't get health regeneration, but it also adds in some cool new mechanics as well. When you take a look at the maneuverability within dogfighting, it's pretty straightforward and simple. But from feedback from players that have wanted to see a little bit more maneuverability, this is added in now, to which you can end up having more functionality on each of your sticks. So along with your standard hardcore rule sets of no health regeneration, no HUD, and so on and so forth, you also have your right stick now giving you the ability, if you lean it left or right, to give you a roll, and then up and down you can pitch. Your left stick, if you move that left and right, you yaw, and then if you go up and down, you end up using the throttle. So it's, again, a little bit more in terms of this, and it adds a little bit more with each position that you end up locking your stick into, and so therefore you might be able to pull off some more awesome maneuvers to get away from enemies, or maybe outsmart them and then take them out. So of course, again, kind of a surprise mode here at this one, but I'm excited to try this one out once Blackout comes to a close. I still don't have all that much time on my hands trying to prep some stuff with Blackout and stream it and all that, but it is something I'm very excited to try this out as a new mode that was finally granted, because that's one thing that I was a little lukewarm with on the Covert Storm operation and events here within World War II. There didn't seem to be all that much added in for a final hurrah, if you will, in terms of what we have on offer with the event. We end up usually seeing new modes, new maps, and things introduced like that, but this time around we really only got new weapons, some new collections with uniforms, weapon charms, reticles, calling cards, that kind of stuff, and so it's nice to see that there is another one added in for right now. As for when this will stick around for, there's nothing detailed just yet. If I were to take a guess, I'd say till the end of Covert Storm, so the 25th, another 11 days here out of this, or it's equally possible as well that we end up seeing it like with dogfighting from Days of Summer, that it just becomes a permanent mode that doesn't go anywhere, so that's also very possible as well. One other not necessarily so feasible idea is that it's tied in with Weekend Warfare, where I can't expect this happening, but that leads me into Weekend Warfare. This weekend's is going to be double XP in both standard and hardcore domination, and in both standard and hardcore dogfighting modes. That's live until Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and so that's where I kind of get that altered mindset of when this might end. Again, I don't think that it's only going to go until Monday for hardcore dogfighting overall, but the double XP on that will only go until Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But as for other things coming up here, well, that's where we can start to look to the future a little bit and where Sledgehammer provide a little bit more clarity on this. The next thing they mentioned was a little bit about the community challenge status, which now looking at it, I'm a little bit worried that we may not ever come close to this because we are still a ways off with only 11 days left on the event itself. Now, the Covert Storm Community Challenge, we ended up completing Tier 1 of this, so if you log into World War II, you can check your mail station, you'll end up having not only a Zombies consumable supply drop given to you immediately if you haven't logged on since then, but you'll also have the ability to end up redeeming your boots off the ground calling card. Now, while it's not anything super rare or incredibly impressive or anything like that in terms of what you did to actually get that, it's still a fun looking calling card and one that honestly I think that I'd sport off if I didn't ever want to get rid of the one I have. I absolutely love my calling card in game. But I digress, it is something that we have that available and we're getting closer to Tier 2 of the Space Blaster Weapon Charm. That one I'm looking forward to as well. That looks actually pretty cool when you take a look at it, but the thing that I'm kind of worried about is, again, completing it because we have 11 days left. The event started on the 4th, 10 days ago. We're not even to Tier 2 yet, and so if you do the math there, we're well behind schedule for where we should be if we want to get that Waffenschmied 2 variant for the WAF 28. So whether or not we do that, who knows? That's, I guess, up for the community to decide, but it also does have a big hand in the fact that, of course, Blackout is going on right now. A lot of players are probably jumping over from World War II to Blackout, as I have. I've been having a lot of fun with that, so therefore, I haven't even been putting my work into the community challenge as well. But once we get back to the swing of things, definitely one thing that I suggest if you want to do some work here for this, run Ordnance with Molotovs, Recon, and Counter Recon playing. You'll end up getting a ton of those every game because the community challenge is based off of score streaks called in, so if you want to do your part, that's probably the easiest and best way to do it as well efficiently. So that said, that is the community challenge update with that one, but outside of that, we ended up getting some information on some more smaller things that we'll wrap up here with the video and talk about that real briefly. Let's firstly talk about the weapon contract. This week, we end up having the 3-line sniper rifle from Captain Butcher, which is what we thought we'd end up seeing as of last week, and I'm glad that it actually did come, and unfortunately, I got so caught up in the Blackout launch and everything like that and getting ready for that I totally missed the automaton, which I was really looking forward to getting, and I totally blew it, man. I don't know how I did that, so I already bought the 3-line contract for this, the only other weapon that I don't have in the game outside the automaton, so made sure not to miss this one. If you guys want to do this, it is 5,000 armory credits. You get an hour and I believe 20 minutes to complete it, and all it is 10 headshots with snipers. So you have a lot of time to do a relatively simple task here for this, and it'll give you the base variant of the 3-line sniper rifle, or what a lot of you guys may know it as the Mosin Nagant. So that is something that is available right now until Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time when everything refreshes, and then after that we'll actually end up seeing that we don't get the weapons just yet from Covert Storm. I thought maybe we'd end up going into those immediately, but it looks like it goes all the way back to the very beginning because the Volkssturm Gewehr is coming back within World War II from Captain Butcher. So that one, we don't know exactly the challenge here with that one, but it's probably going to be very similar again, 5,000 armory credits, a certain time frame, just over an hour, and maybe, say, 25 headshots with rifles, 50 kills with rifles, something like that. But that is going to be available from Captain Butcher as of next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the 18th, until the 25th, the following Tuesday. After that, we end up getting a little bit of the information on our midweek mobilization, which is going to be double XP when you party up on shipment from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Wednesday of the 19th until 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time of the 20th, that being next Thursday. Now, I might avoid this one. Shipment, of course, with teaming up on that, you're probably going to run into a lot of people head glitching the trucks with LMGs, snipers, you name it, but might avoid it for that day. But if you guys really want to grind out some double XP with some of your friends, you have that opportunity to do so. As for next week's Weekend Warfare, that is the final thing that was detailed here at this one, and that is going to be another shipment double XP opportunity, and this one is a triple-double weekend from 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday until Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on shipment 24/7. So double XP, double weapon XP, and double division XP if you play on shipment, and it's not limited just to party XP. If you want to do this, you can go in solo, and you'll have that opportunity to do so within shipment, which, again, you can pull off some cool gameplays, but be warned, there are still, even this far into the game, so many people that head glitch on the trucks, it's kind of unreal. But that said, that is the final bit of information we had here with this week's community update from Sledgehammer. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think of this year? Were you hoping for a little bit more? Are you guys kind of on par with this, given that we have Blackout going on right now? What do you think of it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, though. If you guys did, make sure you drop a like down below. If you guys are also new, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding World War II, Blackout, Black Ops 4, everything regarding Call of Duty. We got you covered here up on the channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. And also, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that's the best place to get connected with me outside of YouTube. Practically live on Twitter. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. And if you guys also want to follow me over on Instagram, get a little more active over there, so that link is down there as well if you guys want to check that out. That said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Thank you dudes so much for watching. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic day. Mine has been Espresso. Take care and peace.